once you start shooting it a lot, it'll break and it'll feel like a rifle that was made in the 80s, where those bolts feel like glass. But that's because they've been shot so much and they've been broken in.
Yep. When you close the bolt down, there's smooth. There's no.
Like I haven't touched this rifle too much, but closing it, opening and closing it's very smooth. It's smoother than my 550. That's because you got that extra action of it cocking and decocking itself upon closing and opening the bolt.
Yeah.
But this feels almost the same as the 550 was. There's still a little bit of coarseness to it, but it's still relatively smooth.
Yeah.
Then you got your safety here.
Yeah, so let's close the bolt here. So your safety is off when the lever is back and the red dot, which means fire, is exposed. To turn the safety on, for some Americans and American guns, it can be counterintuitive. You push the lever forward to cover up that red dot. When your safety is on, you can't manipulate the bolt. It's locked. It won't open. So, I guess that's a good thing. Or bad thing, whatever. Some guns are different. Safety off is when you have the lever back.
So this is a 2-position safety, whereas the 550 is a 3-position.
That's right, yeah.
There's one where it won't fire, but you can still open the bolt, and there's one where the bolt won't open at all and it won't fire.
Yeah, this is kind of more classic, you know, basic.
More true to the Mauser action. And we got a hair trigger on this thing.
Yeah, tell us about the trigger, since it's very similar, identical basically.
So the 550 also has a hair trigger. As you push the trigger forward, you'll hear it go click. And then from this point on, it takes almost no pressure to be able to get that trigger to essentially fire the gun. So you just tap it just a tiny bit, and off it goes. And what that does is it shocks you, it surprises you every time it goes off. The worst thing for marksmanship is anticipating the recoil, because that's going to cause you to flinch. This hair trigger, on the other hand, it completely eliminates flinch. It shocks you every time it goes off. So make sure you have a good scope with a good eye relief, otherwise you're going to get scope eye.
Yep. And then the regular trigger is pretty decent too.
It's pretty decent too. It's adjustable. There's like a whole bunch of different ways you can adjust it. The most simplest one is the amount of pounds of pressure to be able to
the pull weight. Yeah. So you can adjust that with the screw on the bottom here. If you want to adjust the trigger travel and other parameters, you have to actually take the action out of the scope to expose, you know, the guts.
Out of the stock.
Yeah, sorry, out of the stock to expose the guts and get at those screws in there.
Right.
The next thing, I guess, magazine. It's sticking out a lot.
Yeah.
That is because it's a single stack magazine.
Oh, one thing I was going to ask is, can you reset the trigger if you did want to take your shot? Because on the 550,
I think
if you have it on safe,
and you can drop it.
There you go.
And
So
it wouldn't.
you didn't hear the firing pin go.
No, just the trigger. Yeah.
So that's exactly the same as the 550.
Yeah. So that's good to know. Good question. So the magazine is a single stack 5-rounder. Here you can talk about that.
Single stack magazine, metal feed lip, metal base plate. My 550 has a plastic base plate and a plastic feed lip, but the rest of it is metal. And also the 550 magazine is fixed. It's got a floor plate, so when you open it, it's a floor plate. It won't come up.
Yeah.
And but on the 550, you can go ahead and see that we'll sell you the metal feed plate and the metal base plate if so you desire. It's not important. But look at this. It says 762 by 39 on it. I probably won't be able to see it in the picture, but it says 762 by 39 on it. Probably because of the 223 model, so you don't confuse it.
Yeah. That's a nice touch, and you can see it when you have it sitting back inside the gun. Another thing, since it's skinnier, being a single stack, it takes a little getting used to. You know, it goes in really easy, I think, now. But when you originally get it, sometimes you have to get the angle right. But yeah, super simple. Bam.
Bam.
Done.
The stock isn't too fancy. It's like it looks just like the 550 stock, like in color wise and grain wise.
I think your graining's a little nicer. I'm pretty sure they choose the nicer pieces of wood for the 550 since it's a nicer gun.
More expensive.
Yeah, more expensive, and then not the worst pieces of wood, but
yeah,
they look at the wood. These ones get the less nicer wood, I guess.
This is just a theory, though.
Yeah.
So this isn't 100% true. It's just a theory. So don't go spreading that around on forums saying that that's the absolute truth. And then we got, like on the 550, what Americans call the hogback stock, which is what curves. This one's more true to American style, where it goes straight back. The actual name for the hogback is called the Bavarian. This is more American style, where it comes straight back, but yet it's still slightly curved. The stock is still slightly curved to accommodate the iron sights, but it's straight back to also feel comfortable if you're shooting it with a scope. My 550, it's curved back, so I had to mount that scope so low that the bolt just narrowly clears the scope on it, and that's to make it comfortable to be able to shoot it with it. But it's a dream to shoot with the iron sights with that hogback stock.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some nice checkering here. We have some checkering here. Yeah,
but it feels nice though. It feels really nice.
Yeah, and there's some checkering on the front here. The 550s and other 527s, like the Lux or the American, they're quadranted up. Only the Carbine is just one piece like that. The checkering style on this Carbine is different from the other 550s and 527s. So that kind of sets it apart. Yeah, machine done. But very nice, it's got the accent line around the checkering, and yeah, I don't see a problem with it.
No, none whatsoever. It's got the same recoil pad as the 550. It's got, move it forward a little bit. It's got that same curve as the 550. It's got a little squishy pad on it. It's the exact same.
Yeah.
And then you got
CZ logo on it. Yeah.
You don't have sling swivels, but you got the studs for them. My 550 came the same way, so you have to go and buy your own sling swivels, which aren't too expensive anyways.
And that's not an item that you blow lots of money on anyways.
Exactly.
You just go to Walmart or whatever, Cabela's, and you just buy some.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
So what would you use this rifle for? For one, you bought it for hunting. But what are some other good ideas why someone would want to buy this gun?
You know what? For its shortness, in places where you can't have a semi-automatic,
exactly,
it's just a good homestead rifle.
You can get it in 223 and in 7.62 by 39.
So either of those, yeah.
Both of those are excellent home defense chamberings. And in countries where you can't particularly own a semi-automatic firearm,
it's a good compromise.
This is a good compromise. And also, 7.62 by 39, there's an abundance of that ammunition. It's super cheap, although I probably wouldn't run surplus corrosive ammunition through it since it's a non-chrome lined barrel.
That's right.
And the 223 isn't too much more ridiculous expensive, and I don't think you can even find corrosive 223s. So.
Yep. Yep. I mostly bought this gun, take it to the range because its accuracy is very good from what I've experienced so far. We'll have an update on that and probably more videos coming up on the accuracy of the 527 and the 550.
One thing to note, people think that the 7.62 by 39 is inherently inaccurate, but this gun proves it wrong. That it's accurate in this gun.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have evidence to back that up, but that's for another video another time. But yeah, I bought this also for hunting, because the 7.62 by 39 is a very capable round. You can shoot, hog, deer, cougar, wolf, you can take a lot of stuff on this gun with that 7.62 by 39.
Whatever the 30-30 can take, the 7.62 by 39 can take.
Yeah.
Except for maybe like the thicker hide, thicker bone stuff. Like the only real advantage the 30-30 has over the 7.62 by 39 is that you can get bullet grain weights for above 150 grains.
Yeah.
Where you could hand load 7.62 by 39 yourself with 150 grains, but you can't go any higher than that.
That's pushing it, yeah. Yep. Usually it's 123 or around there. Yeah. And
you can get up to like 180 with the 30-30.
30, yeah. Yeah. It's definitely has a bit more recoil
due to its lightweight.
Due to that lightweight, and a little shorter barrel on it and everything. It when you shoot, you know, the SKS. The SKS is heavier,
And
so it feels a lot different.
Plus, you also have that semi-automatic function where that also reduces the recoil.
Yeah.
If I couldn't buy an SKS, this country banned them or something like this, I would buy one of these right away.
Yeah. I think that basically wraps it up.
Yeah.
We can just flip the gun around and just look at the markings that are on the gun. The first thing we have here is 7.62 by 39 on the barrel, so you know you're shooting the right cartridge and the right gun. Here we have made in Czech Republic, the serial number on it.
Yeah, the Czech lines on there too, just like the 550.
Yeah, it's there, and here. So that's the proofing house.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people who shoot the gun to make sure, you know, it's of the standard to be sold on the market, so we don't embarrass ourselves.
The Czech line doesn't appear on just CZ products either. I got a CSA product and the Czech line appears on that as well.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last large label here is the CZ527M Carbine. Yeah, we don't know what that M stands for, so if you know, chime in. Interested to know what that means. I want to say military, but I think that's...
Does it say M527?
No, it says CZ527M Carbine. M before the carbine.
Different.
Yeah.
I wonder if it stands for model or something, but maybe.
But yeah, that's a quick overview on the gun itself. We will definitely have shooting videos coming up because there's some impressive stuff to look at.
Exactly, yeah.
From this gun.
This gun makes the 7.62 by 39 very accurate. It's only the AK-47 and SKS that make the 7.62 by 39 perform like shit.
Yeah, but yeah, very happy I got it. We can just talk a little bit about how hard this gun is to get in Canada.
It is kind of hard to get right now. Okay, so how Phil got this gun is I was online one day just looking at guns, and I happened to stumble upon a website that just got a shipment of CZ527 carbines, and I was actually on a forum, and someone made an announcement on the forum. Oh, shipment of 527 carbines just came into Canada. So I look on one website. They had some in stock for like, I don't know, $800. I send Phil the email. I'm like, hey, look, this place got CZ527 for $800. Then very next day, he looks, they're out of stock, gone, none left.
Yeah, lucky for me, I kind of kept looking, and another, you know, internet store had them as well, also probably running out. And instantly, right when I saw it, I knew, like, I have to fork over the money and just buy it. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you know, who knows when the next shipment's coming over? It could be 4, 6, you know, half a year, 4, 6 months. So I just jumped on it, and yeah, the next day also that site also ran out of them.
But the very next day, gone.
So yeah, they're in very hot demand. It's a very decent price for the quality of gun, I think. And yeah, if you want one and you see one and it's, you know, for a decent price like $800 or $850, just buy it. Don't second guess it, because you know you might not see one for another half a year. Yeah, high demand. So hopefully people can get their hands on them, because it's been kind of hard in Canada.
Kind of hard, yeah. It seems as though they only do like a once a year import.
Yeah.
Because that's how it was for my 550 too.
Yeah, you gotta wait for it,
mm-hmm.
and then have it ordered or set aside, you know, or pay the money before it comes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have videos on how this is shooting.
I might bring the 550 too, because
and
we've never seen any shooting with the 550.
And yeah, there'll be more videos coming up. We only talk about important guns, really, so our videos are a little sporadic, but please do subscribe. We don't, you know, video bomb people because our videos aren't that frequent. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.